Alrighty. Um, three, 311 was unresponsive, and Anita is not actually on duty at the moment. So I
Fantastic.
just, yeah, you can't really schedule these things, even when you do
Yeah.
or plan for them. Which is really weird because I would have thought more people would would be around at this time, but.
Well, the city tends to surprise you, with with what its
I mean,
ability
I haven't.
to, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't exactly been on point, so I feel like this is calm. Um,
It's right. It's
P.S.
fine,
Kenneth, how you been?
How have I
Honestly,
how have I been? I've been mostly chilling. Mostly chilling in myself. I'm being honest. For a while. Occasionally I come out, see what's going on in the yard, and I see what people are up to and get into conversations and etc. etc. But
mm,
I've mostly been, I guess, quote unquote, keeping to myself lately. Uh, and, you know, uh, trying to find the proper words for this, but like I've been, I mean, I have every intention of applying for my parole here. As a matter of fact, I already can apply for it. I actually have been able to apply for it since
mm-hmm.
the end of what was it? Was it April? It might have been April. I'm not even sure, but uh, the plan is, I guess, to post it probably by the 17th, maybe a little after. I don't know. Nothing set in stone, but I guess my thoughts have been heading in that direction
Mm.
at this stage towards the potential hearing that I'll have to go to, and
what's your level of optimism in terms of
well, it can only
potentially getting
be
parole?
it can only be better than it was last time. I mean, the first time was 6 months ago. I guess over 6 months ago now, and I was turned down, obviously. Um, but it's been it's been a very long time. I'll say that much. It's been a very very long time. Uh, and things are a little different than they were at that time. Maybe at that time I wasn't quite ready, but this time I feel a little bit. I feel something feels different than it felt then. I guess in
Have
terms of
In terms of what? Sorry for
my,
interrupting.
I guess you could say, perception of things and machinations going forward. By the way, do you want me to
I
do most of the talking?
whatever's up
I mean,
whatever's
whatever's
up for
comfortable
you
for you. I don't
is
want to.
I'm comfortable. I just sound like shit. So
That's
it's
understandable.
it's it's I'm not in pain. I just for context I have a vocal disorder
Right.
apparently. So obviously great considering I'm a therapist. This really isn't very convenient, but hey, anything you want to get off your chest, I'm here to listen. Just yeah,
Okay.
that's totally okay.
Okay. We'll
All right,
play it by ear, I guess. We'll see where it
yeah.
goes. Um, but yeah,
Out of
that's
out of curiosity, what what do you think changed your, I guess, perception of things? Because it's my understanding you've not been we've not been able to have that many therapy sessions. So I don't think it would have been therapy that would have
Well,
changed your mind.
I mean, it's kind of just the overall climate of things. It's the need to.
The need for freedom and the
Well,
fact you
it's not
actually want to get on
even.
parole.
Okay, it's not even really just that per se. I mean, that's always going to be a
A
fact,
big part.
regardless of any. It doesn't even matter. Even if I was lying or if I was genuine about anything, that's still going to remain kind of a fact. I think about with anybody, to be honest, like they want to get out of the situation that they've found themselves in by any means necessary
Pirates.
at
It's
times.
very understandable.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yep.
even somebody who's as genuine as possible, they're probably also going to have a certain level of like, I need to get out of here, But it's not even just that. It's just the Bolingbroke isn't a terrible place. It's not a terrible place. Um, there's obvious. I mean, the obvious elephant in the room here is that it's prison, but at the end of the day, it is a place of community, surprisingly, and there's a lot of people here who come from different walks of life, different reasons for being here, and oftentimes, more than not, you forget uh, why they're here because you don't know them as the person that they were on the outside. You
Mm-hmm.
know them as the person they are here and now because you have. Hell, I was just talking to a prisoner out there in the garden who was just planting stuff, and we've had a lot of casual chit chat, and we talk about things that we enjoy. We talk about pretty much anything that has nothing to do with what we've done to put us in the position that we're in. And that's something that I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but I mean, it's something that I hadn't really focused on as much before. Like, before, I was focusing more on trying
Your
to.
activity.
Well, yeah, and trying to find a way out of here that I stopped. I didn't take the time to really kind of understand where I was and why I was here. Uh, so these last 6 months, I have sort of taken. I don't want to say. Okay, so there's like the 5 stages of grief, right? It's like there's a whole bunch of them. I don't know all the names, but all I do know is the last stage is acceptance, right? So I guess in that sense, I accepted where I was, and I have mostly stuck to, despite some issues after my initial denial of my last parole hearing, I have mostly accepted where I am and have chosen to sort of. I don't know. I don't think about where I was and what I did. Like, I don't really think about it, if that makes any sense.
It makes sense. I would. I mean, I guess the what specifically you may want to like reword that
Of course.
if it comes to,
Of
saying that to
course.
other people because it'll come across as you've not been reflecting on your past
Well, that's the
actions,
thing is yeah, no, I get you. I
whereas
get you. Like,
you're mainly reflecting on the situation that you're in right now, which is totally fine because it's a pretty shitty situation.
Yeah.
Um, like can definitely see why you'd want to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But as they say, great minds think alike. So, I mean, it's understandable that you'd probably make a few, not really friends, but acquaintances in a place like this. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely reword that if you're gonna mention that to
Right. I'm not even sure I would even bring that up at all, if I'm honest. I would
yeah.
probably, but like, I'm
I
just telling you
probably
that I figured you would understand what I was talking
exactly.
about,
Yeah,
like.
yeah. And this
I've
isn't.
noticed that a lot of people don't understand you when you say things. I think I made a bad move in my last parole hearing when I referred to myself as a quote unquote sociopath. So I'm gonna use my words a little bit more carefully.
I mean, aside from that being inaccurate, I
Well, yeah,
definitely
that's the thing. I
would.
was being like logical. I was just being like I was telling it like
Yeah,
it was, and
yeah.
I guess I don't know. You got to be balancing that shit out. I guess I don't know. I don't
It
know.
would probably come across as something you're proud of if you're pointing that out. But it is what it is. It depends if they're actually listening to what you say, or if they're just going through the motions and viewing you as a criminal and by your actions. It's
Yeah.
very different when it comes to the board. Um,
Right. Right.
I mean, I personally would have if from just a meeting. I probably would have pinpointed you as more of a psychopath, but that
Mm.
doesn't that doesn't mean
Well,
necessarily what everyone
how do
thinks.
you well how do you come to that conclusion?
Through many years of experience, it's an alleged conclusion. We need to have more sessions, but at the same time, if I told
Can I tell you
you
why I
how I
don't think
came
that's
to
true?
that, yes, you can.
Okay. Well, that kind of starts from I was born in London, England. No, actually no, I was actually born in London. Um I don't know how much do you know about me?
I know what you've told me, and based on what the psych notes have shown, so.
I see. Okay. Well, this is something I haven't exactly told too many people. There are some who know this, and including my girlfriend and a few others of note. But so I was born in London. Uh, I was raised by very wealthy parents, Malcolm and Victoria. Uh, I don't quite remember. So here's the thing about me, I don't remember most of my childhood. It's actually been only more or less coming back to me over the last 2 years or so. After a lot of personal situations that led to that happening. But
Mm-hmm.
I was raised by very wealthy people. I don't exactly know what they sold or what they did. All I know is that they made a lot of money. Um, I had a very good childhood, actually. I had a great childhood. I had a lot of friends. I went to school. I think it was some fucking preppy private bullshit or something. And I had a childhood that was actually probably different than what you would expect most people, given my past here in this city and beyond, would expect. I was treated well. I had a good time. It wasn't until It wasn't until my parents lost everything in some extremely bad, what's the term? What's the word? Investments that, things took a
Mm-hmm.
turn. Uh,
So it
so,
kind of all happened at once. Is what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying?
it kind
Yeah.
of, you were read, if you were aware of, if you know anything about the Joker, I guess it was one bad day. Certainly one. The thing is, my one bad day was, spread across, 20 years. The, I was maybe around 12, maybe 13, um, and my parents, they lost everything, and, they had to move away. We moved to, ironically enough, typically the American dream is you move to America for opportunity. Well, I guess that is kind of why you would go. You would go there to get opportunities, so, you know, you want to, even if you have to regain opportunity, I suppose moving to America is one way to go. But we moved here to America, and we went into the beautiful city of Carcer, which is not beautiful in the slightest. It's actually one of the worst cities in America. But you know, we nestled into Carcer, and we fucking were miserable. They were especially miserable, my mother and father, because this is a life that they hadn't really experienced for some time. You know, the idea of the wealth gap, I suppose, is certainly apparent here. You know, those who, who've been catered to their entire lives suddenly thrust upon the idea of not having that anymore certainly was a proposition in and of itself.
Well, they wouldn't
Uh,
have had the coping mechanisms for dealing with a
right,
situation like that,
right.
so yeah.
And they could only afford to live in a really shitty place out in Carcer City. Um, once, once again, one of the worst cities in this goddamn country. Um, now, it was the city itself, you know, whatever. You know, we could get used to that. You know, the city was a dog shit heap. It's whatever. Now, the thing that really changed my life uh, was a decision that my parents made in order to recoup their losses. And uh, it's it's kind of hard for me to talk about, if I'm honest, because I was there when they made this decision. Like, I was just there. I was sitting. I was sitting on at the table. I was sitting at the table when they made this. They had a discussion with a man
Yep.
who came into the kitchen with two armed guards. He had two armed guards dressed in black, red visors, and they okay. Yeah. So they came in and she, wait, she, no, he, um, he, 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 he made them an offer. He was a very wealthy man. He practically owned the city. I'm not really sure how he found out about my parents' situation, but all I know is that he found out about my parents' situation. His name was Lionel Starkweather. Lionel Starkweather was a Vinewood film director who failed here in Vinewood, actually, and decided to make a name for himself in a different field entirely, and that was the production of snuff films. Um, he he uh, he made a lot of money in that endeavor. He made a shit ton of money, and Carcer City, being the shithole that it is or was, um, gave him the platform to create these
Yeah, I
films.
was gonna say, I imagine it would have been a good location for those kind of things.
Right, right. He owned the prison in not in Carcer City, known as Darkwoods. Um,
mm.
uh, he made an offer to my parents, and the offer was, I can give you everything that you lost back to you if you sell your son to me. And there I was. I was just sitting there with my parents, and they were discussing
Well, that couldn't have
business.
been pretty much of a compliment for you.
No, 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 no.
No,
Definitely
no,
not a compliment.
no.
And
How much are you worth,
yeah,
basically?
yeah. How much am I worth? That's essentially what they were discussing. How much I was worth. Now my parents, they weren't immediately like, like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's sell Ken. They weren't like just like immediately on like they I guess despite their very major flaws in the end, they had some concerns, I guess, about that. Um, they had some concerns about that, but ultimately, I guess, after much discussion amongst themselves, they decided to come down to, with a heavy heart, they came down to the conclusion that that whatever price that Lionel Starkweather was willing to pay was worth it. And all that goodwill, everything, all the goodness that was built up over the years that I was raised by my parents was just immediately gone in a second. And they signed on a dotted line, literally human trafficking me in the middle of our kitchen. And now Lionel did say that they'd be able to visit me. Um, However, they never did, which ultimately didn't surprise me that much because they left this country as soon as they could upon the transaction completing. But I mean, the thing is that I was immediately given over to Lionel on the day that they made that decision. So it didn't matter. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them since, and I don't think I ever will see them again. But who knows? I don't know. But I was okay. I was taken by Lionel and put through some type of program. I don't really know exactly the particulars on the program. I have very few memories of this. I was taken by the program and I was re-educated, um, to the point that I had no memory of my childhood.
Re-educated.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you understand the
Reconditioned.
implications behind that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just wondering if you're able to say it, that's
I mean, listen, I've done enough of it myself, brainwashed.
all.
Um, and he, okay, I lost all my memories. I had no memory of my childhood. Granted, remember, I was 13 at the time. I I'm just trying to figure it all out here. After my brainwashing, he he decided that I needed to. Well, first of all, I didn't even know who I was. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know who I was afterwards. Like, I mean, I knew who I was. Like, I saw the name, Kenneth Jesperson,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm surprised was kept over because I assumed that name was fake, but I guess it wasn't. It was my actual name. But I learned my name, but that was not the name I was gonna go by, going forward. But however, before I went by any other name, um, Lionel, my, I guess, quote-unquote adoptive father at this point, placed me in Darkwoods Penitentiary. Obviously not for any reason, not for any crime. You know, as one does, typically speaking, you
To
get put in
kinda get
prison.
rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was put in there to become the man that I was, that he wanted me to be. And what better way to turn somebody into a tool of death than by putting them inside of a prison for the criminally insane, and having to grow up there, essentially. No memory of my childhood, 13 years old, growing up in one of the worst prisons in the country. Not the best
They're not
deal.
funny.
Yeah, not the best deal. Um, so I at that point I became someone else. I became precisely the thing that my adoptive father wanted me to become. At that point I became Scarecrow. That was my name that I went by for a very long time in Darkwoods. And essentially I went from a nobody to a somebody, and I managed to survive everything that was thrown at me during the time. But what you see on my face is not a funny little gag. That's something that happened to me while I was in Darkwoods. And I had to become the people in this place in order to survive, in order to become strong, in order to become the person that I needed to become for Lionel, for myself, and for, I guess, everybody else. And
So, just let me just get interrupted and get this straight. Basically, what you're describing is essentially your your own version of kind of, I guess, method acting in a way. You're putting, or was this something that you exhibited unknowingly? Did you have awareness of the other roles you were playing, or is this something you decided to play and decided to,
it's a
I
little bit of
guess,
both.
Okay.
Mine is
Little
the
bit of both.
heart and the soul of the soul. Oh, beloved.
The fuck?
We can continue.
What is that?
Continue this. I would suggest.
It's an interesting song. I'm sorry, what was that?
I would probably suggest that we either whisper or reschedule after this, but I'm hopefully.
No, I'm fine with keeping going as
Okay.
long as, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm just double checking.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
Well, I mean, I'd like to answer your question. It's a little bit of both, maybe. It's actually interesting that you bring that up. It makes me wonder if how much you know about the whole method acting thing. But it was something that I adopted.
It's a form of. It's actually a form of therapy that some people are prescribed in order to compartmentalize different aspects of their personality.
Well, that's exactly what I did.
Okay, well, that would make sense.
You
then,
got it
how it
exactly
was
right on the
useful-
nose.
Then it would make sense why it's useful to you.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, because given his profession, Lionel Starkweather, I participated in the making of the snuff films. So, in a sense, I sort of did play roles for him, in those films. So yes, that's kind of what I adopted, a method actor's sort of mentality.
Okay.
So, you know, when you see me, when you see me put this face on, I become Mr. Smiley almost immediately. I can't help it. It just happens. I start speaking like this, and I can't stop myself from speaking like this. I just do it.
It's just the way it is. I take on his mannerisms. I take on a lot of his style. It's not. It's not DID. It's just me
It's a
slipping
new
into
phase.
another character.
You know, I don't, yeah, you know, I don't, it, I, I'm actually amazed that you were able to just figure that out. So,
It's, I mean, literal method acting, as I said, is often prescribed as a form of kind of roleplay therapy, family circumstances. Self prescription probably isn't very effective. Especially in this scenario. I mean, this is what you ended up, but it makes you wonder where the line is. Um, because if you're saying you're incapable of taking on another role while you've got your central face on it does concern me that out of prison, how would you be able to handle that?
well, the thing is that these characters are not all mutually exclusive towards the idea of violent acts, if that's what you're attempting to imply. A lot of these are.
It's more me asking if you feel safe with these acts being a part of who you are.
I mean, the problem is that they are engraved in me in some form, and I feel like the only way in which I could potentially combat these characters, so to speak, is if I find ways to utilize these characters in ways that are not the same way that I utilized them before. Because Mr. Smiley was not always a bad guy. You know, he was kind of a fish out of water, actually, who I don't want to say fell into a bad crowd, because he didn't, but he was a character that was mesmerized by the world around him and was taken aback by everything, and he met a lot of people that changed his life for the better before things ultimately changed his life for the worse, if that makes any sense. And that's here in Los Santos, not in Carcer. Carcer was, you know, a completely different animal. And honestly, I feel like the version of me in Carcer was probably worse than the version of me here in Los Santos.
I would have thought it would essentially be, a breeding ground for how to put it, undesired behaviors in terms of,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, you know, when the police are also, you know, enabling that behavior, you know, it's difficult to distinguish right from wrong, I guess, in an environment where right and wrong are not even distinguishable.
I imagine it probably would have even made it more intriguing for, I guess, a Smiley type personality. I feel like it would have been seen as a challenge more than a hindrance. And I feel like a challenge probably would have made it more intriguing. That's just me speculating. Feel free to correct me. But
I mean, I will elaborate on that more.
there's a reason some people may leave evidence of the crimes they've done if they've essentially gone unnoticed and captured for so long. It gets boring. It's one thing knowing that you're smarter than PD, but it's another thing them knowing that you know how dumb they are.
Well, that's the thing, is that they always knew it was me. They just couldn't get me. for a very long time. Matter of fact,
Exactly.
they never were able to get me. Actually, I turned myself in. So I guess there's something to be said about that. And then once upon a time, very before the restructure of the economy, I may have played another one of my characters, and he may have theoretically, well, not even theoretically, literally. Listen. I did murder 13 people here in Los Santos. Not during this time. This was a long time ago. But like, and it was another character. It wasn't Mr. Smiley. It was someone else. And they how do I describe this exactly? I played the character. Like, he was just that character, right? Okay, just to kind of prove your point a little bit more, it was that character. It was not
Yeah.
me. So in that sense, I was planting, there was evidence left behind that would go towards him, but not me. So in that sense, I could have easily gotten away with all of it if I had wanted to. But instead, I gave them essentially the keys to the kingdom in the end, and allowed myself to, actually, I turned myself in then as well, ironically enough, for completely different reasons than the reason I turned myself in for this particular thing. But
Why did you turn yourself in?
so this is something that I'm sure is going to come up. I've been told this by a few people. I've been told this specifically even by my girlfriend. I like to self-sabotage. And I think I maybe it's an inherent thing in me where I've gotten away with what I wanted to get away with, and maybe playing onto your whole concept of boredom, which isn't exactly the way I would probably describe it. I would probably describe it a little bit more nuanced than that. But I would probably argue it's more or less about maybe I felt I wanted to be punished. I think I wanted to be punished inherently for everything that I had done.
What would the motive be for you wanting to be punished?
I don't really know, and that's why I've often, again, I've been told that I'm a self-sabotager, that I do what I do, and then I decide that this is too good and I fuck it up. So I don't know. I don't.
Self-sabotage does make things more challenging. I mean, it may not be the reason for that. There's different theories. It could genuinely be, hey, your self-esteem could be really fucking low, and that's your subconscious way of treating it. Or it could be so other people see you suffering and they feel sorry for you. It's multiple reasons. I'm not gonna judge which. I'm just like, I'm not judging you for.
I mean, I can't even really give you an answer if I'm honest. Like, I don't know which is which, or if it's something else entirely. All I know is that I have a habit of self-sabotaging.
Yeah. Well, we're not gonna judge you based on that. Like, just like we're not gonna judge based on your previous actions. What matters is why
Based
you did
on
what.
Based on everything that I've told you thus far, do you still think that I'm a psychopath?
If anything, I think it reinforced my previous. I would also say that your parents probably had traits of narcissism or psychopathy as well. And I'd say it was hereditary. You starting out as maybe a sociopath, then said sociopathic traits triggering psychopathy in you. But that's just a speculation. Nor do I associate psychopathy as being a bad thing. I have friends who are. It doesn't make them bad people.
But how can a psychopath love someone?
Because there's a thing such as comorbidity of other disorders, and it's very possible for example, I know someone who is both a psychopath and autistic. Autism gives them the empathy, the psychopathy just means that they don't give a shit about anyone who isn't close to them. And no, I'm not saying you have autism, I'm not saying any of those, I'm just saying it is most likely that you have comorbid.
So I was always under the impression that if you were a psychopath, you were incapable of any type of feeling. That's kind of why I use the term sociopath, because when I use the term sociopath, I've always had the impression that that was more of an acquired thing, but it was something that wasn't necessarily foolproof. It wasn't necessarily something that was like defined specifically by how do I describe this? Like the like I've always had the impression that psychopaths were completely and utterly unfeeling, and everything they did was pretend, as where a sociopath was more like somebody who didn't really pretend, so to speak, but they were capable of bad things, like really bad things, and they felt good about it. But they still had connections or something with people, you know, and they still could make genuine connections, because I genuinely love my girlfriend. I genuinely love her. It's not, there's no facade behind it. She's somebody who I've always cared for.
I'm just gonna double check. Is it fair to assume that it's Ursula you're speaking about, or
Of
am
course.
I wrong? Okay, yeah. She's always been really kind to me. So I have, nothing bad to say about her. I was actually gonna mention, if you need to get in contact with me and I'm not able to email, feel free to poke her and she can poke me, where she's
Okay.
always been good for that. But it's funny because I feel like your impression of sociopathy versus psychopathy is a bit jumbled. The difference is very much.
Well, isn't there an entirely different term to describe? Isn't
Yeah.
that there's a whole category above
Yeah.
that? So the psychopath and sociopath isn't even like a real thing anymore, is it?
There's subcategories, and there's. I'm not gonna go into all of that, but yes, that's one of the reasons I wish I could just tell people you're trying to define someone by one label, and there's so many other factors. You may have traits of both. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're open to finding out what. And if anything, if you're deemed as being a psychopath, you actually have less responsibility because it's probably hereditary. Whereas sociopathy as a whole is probably thought to be learned. However, it would account for why you're exceptionally charming when you want to be. And why you're able to take on the different roles so easily. It's, if anything, well, I mean, we've discussed this before. I feel like previous therapy actually enabled you to be a better psychopath, if that makes sense. But I'm just gonna speculate. I'm not defining you as anything. You are Kenneth Jesperson. Whatever you want me to call you. I don't give a shit about labels. It's just my speculation.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I mean, you're free to speculate all you wish.
Yeah, but honestly, if you are totally fine to be like, hey Sarah, I still don't think I'm a psychopath, and that is okay.
Well, no, but
have
I understand what
traits
you're saying. Actually, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Is that it's a bad label. You know, it's a terrible label. You know, I think
Yep.
I agree. It's a bad label. It's just the label that everybody always refers to. So it's difficult to.
Yeah,
It's difficult. It's kind of like
people
I compare it almost to like people still refer to DID as like multiple personalities when it's an entirely different thing. You know, or
That's why they
schizophrenia or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
So it's all entirely separate things that either have nothing to do with each other or have very little to do with each other.
Yeah. I imagine if it kind of seems that you've done your own fair bit of research on this, actually.
I mean, does that
I
surprise you?
imagine it doesn't surprise me. You want to know why people think how they think. It helps you. You're a pretty smart guy, so it doesn't surprise me. I imagine if you were in my profession, you could both do a lot of both a lot of damage and a lot of well doing, I guess, given your motivation.
Yeah, you
But
know,
that's another world, you know.
it is definitely another world, I guess. And maybe an alternate reality. That's where I went. But you know, here we are.
Yep, this is the reality. But what what are you looking to get out of our sessions? Since you are admittedly okay with how I'm speaking, and it's, you know, I may sound like a gargle nails, but you know, here we are.
No, you've been fine. You've been great.
If you would like to have some more sessions, I can start by arranging either weekly or fortnightly sessions.
I mean,
if
yeah,
that's
if we can somehow get something set up to
yeah.
where we can do this, yeah, on the regular, that would be
Yeah.
great.
Okay, perfect. I reckon we should probably set it for the same time each week, because then maybe we can actually get DOC on board.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
That would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, get something more private, because this is really not.
I mean, surprisingly though, this has been rather. There's been very little interruption because I think that the prison is actually kind of dead at the moment. So you know, good on us. But yeah. If we can get that figured
Optimize
out.
this time. Yeah. Okay, I will get on that. Is there anything you need from me? Do you need me to get in contact with your lawyer or anything?
I mean, I guess let her
She
know.
seems-
Let her know that this has begun, because she was looking. She had
Yeah,
actually.
she was very
She was looking into like other therapists that weren't licensed
Yeah.
for a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
spoke
So
about that.
yeah,
We spoke about that. We basically she I mean, how to put this? She's definitely fighting your case. That's one way I could put it. I imagine she, you know, you've probably got on her good side. Which is where I say you probably would be good at being, you know, some sort of therapist in another life. But that's, as I said, another life. What I'm gonna do, I'll get in contact with her. I mean, hey, if we're gonna be doing this regularly, is there any type of food or anything that you particularly favor? I can see if I
Shrugway.
can get Shrugway.
Yes,
Okay,
anything that has
cool.
to do with Shrugway is amazing, no matter what.
Okay, well, if we're gonna be going into these therapy sessions, then I imagine I could probably swing some Subway or something around. I don't know, brownie points for getting you to commit to regular therapy sessions. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll make you look good. But is there anything else you'd like to talk about today?
I'm just fucking
Or would you like
happy
to
that
wrap
we were
this up?
finally able to meet full like actual therapy session. You know that's
Yeah, me too. Actually, it's actually been a lot easier vocally than I thought it would be. So,
I mean, yeah, I tend to talk
Yeah.
a lot. I tend to just I
I mean,
tend to
this time, this time's for you. This time is for you, so it kind of helps. Plus, I appreciate your honesty with you know, it seems to have been quite difficult for you. So I appreciate that.
You know, not even Jonathan Wright knew about me being born in London. Well, he found out maybe later, but like, actually, to be fair, at that time, I didn't even know that that's where I came from. But yeah, that's why I don't have an accent because you know I lived here my whole life. So you know.
Yeah, kind of. I do find it strange that you were left with your name and that's it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
must have sucked. Like, no wonder you called that place a shithole. But
Yeah. I
wow,
refused to acknowledge my name for a very long time too. My old name, my real name, but you know.
Do you have a preferred name,
I mean,
or are you
honestly,
fine with me calling you Kenneth?
I've embraced Kenneth at this point. So I mean, you can call me Ken if you want to. I mean, that's
Well,
fine.
whatever's optimal, or whatever's preferred. Okay, Kenneth can either way. I will be in touch. I'll see if I can get some short queue. Don't tell anyone else, or everyone will be coming to me for therapy sessions. And frankly, like if we're gonna be having regular sessions, I really can't afford to fit any more people in. So I will get that sorted. Preferably don't kill anyone while you're in here. It really wouldn't look good on you
I
at
haven't for
all.
the last year, so I don't think I'm going to start
Yeah,
now.
yeah. That really. I mean, don't do that when you get out either. But
Of course not.
okay, good. Good meeting up with you. And take care. Okay. See you later.
You too, Sarah. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't even know that I was going to be around today for sure. Like there was 50-50 shot of it happening, but wasn't really sure I was even going to be around today. Because I assumed things were going to just fall through, you know. But they didn't. So, yay. We were able to do the thing. That being said, I'm probably going to immediately log off here in a second and, you know, go back to not being on the server. But at the very least, we got that sorted, and we got the ball moving on that, so maybe I'll be around more. Who knows, maybe I'll contact Ursula if she's around. No, I think that obviously Sarah knows, like, she's like had therapy with people that have, you know. Oh, you'll be able to do it soon. You'll be able to do it soon. Maybe. I don't know. Let me claim this, though. Speaking of, no sure way for you. I don't think she's around. Oh, okay. That was. Guess that answers that question. Oh shit, I don't want this on me. Also, let me see here. What do we have? Alright, never mind. Alright, I hope I made that interesting, though, at the very least, for her. Because, I didn't want to, like... It actually came out, like, the whole story and everything kind of came out better than I thought it would. It's interesting. What the fuck?
Hello.
You son of a bitch.
Where have you been?
You son of a bitch.
Where have you
Where
been?
have I been? Where have I been? Where have you been?
I've been here.
Oh, have you now? Okay. Watching and waiting, I suspect.
Something like that.
I see. Well, you know. Here I am.
There you are.
Yeah. And I think we're the only people that are even awake at this stage. The guards fucked off.
I think Dogman is gone now.
Wait, Dogman?
No, wheelchair man with dog, Balto.
Oh, right. Well,
I
yeah.
met a bunch of his friends the other day. Well,
Oh, did
not
you?
the other day. It was like a couple months ago now.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's hard.
They were having a picnic.
They were having a picnic.
Yeah, everyone got arrested and they all came to have a picnic with him.
Oh, is that like a euphemism for something else?
No, they were literally just hanging out and
Oh.
having,
Right.
like, bonding time.
Oh, I see. Well, you know. Good on them, I guess. Good on them. What have you been doing? Huh? You've just been...
I've just been doing nothing. I mean, it's boring without having certain people around, you know?
fair. Well, you know, I just got done having a therapy session. Woo.
I'm sure you needed it.
You know, I actually do feel good. You know, I feel good after that. It was interesting. You know, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've had a therapy session. You know, it was very got the blood pumping. Yeah.
That sounds like exercise.
Well, I mean, it is kind of a form of exercise. You know, maybe when you think about it, I mean, it's you're exercising your mind. You know. I'm also starving, so. Nom 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 nom. Also, I'm gonna
That's
be.
too hard.
Wait, what?
That's too hard.
Too hard, really?
Yes, making slushies is hard.
It's a question of getting used to it, okay? You have to get used to it. It gets easier the more that you do it, you know?
Eh.
Sound like a very lazy child.
What did you just say?
Hmm?
What?
What? See, look at that. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it.
Damn it.
probably gonna give a call to my girlfriend. I mean, I don't even know if we're together anymore at this point because I haven't really been awake, so I should probably do that. And if, like, she comes out here, then I guess you'll just stand there watching, won't you? Yeah, there's the chuckle.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
I didn't say shit. What are you talking about? Oh!
What are you doing?
I'm about to make a phone call.
Hello?
Hey there.
Oh, just bringing a smile to my face hearing your voice. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I just had a therapy session.
Oh my god, thank God.
Yeah, I only took 15,000 years, but, you know, here we are.
A therapist is finally around. It's
I
crazy.
know, it is crazy, you know? It's crazy, you know? Either they're dead, or they hate me, or, you know, they just don't exist, you know? It's
Yep,
difficult
I'm well aware.
to maneuver around that, you know? But here we are.
Or
I
they're
finally got it
dating
done.
you, or
they're
yeah,
dating you, you know? There's always
Yeah.
something. There's that conflict of interest. It rears its ugly head very often, you know?
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Mr. K just started up a detective agency, so I've been kind of working on that a lot.
Detective agency.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He
Oh.
fancies himself a detective. So after Thomas died, I took Mr. K over to see LSPI because he was like asking about detective stuff, and I was like, "Have you seen LSPI?" And you know, then I took him over, and he loved it so much that I guess he wanted to form his own.
Huh. So wait,
Yeah.
what you're telling me is that you're going to become the CEO of a detective agency and you're going to be running the whole thing.
Basically.
Okay. Actually though, I think that's actually amazing for you. Being like somebody who's like a detective or a PI or whatever the term is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at myself more as the organizer behind all of it and just teaching people how to do basics. You know, like I created the database. We finally have a book printer,
Oh.
so I can make whatever I want.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. That's like my favorite thing.
Are you guys like hiring?
Yeah, we're in the process of doing it right now.
Is there anybody like that, you know, that hasn't been hired that doesn't give a fuck about me, so, you know, I could make work there?
Right now, nobody whatsoever has ever joined that is problematic to you. Let me see. I'll run it. Nunu El Nene, Bobby Beldrum, Bon Bon, Cap Terranota Pigeon, Ali Templeton, Bobby Porter, Raymond Kane, Arya Shah, Paris Argo, Ace Todair, Maggie Gunn, Marshall Reyes, and for some reason, Rami El Rahman is a secretary.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've done anything
Most
to
of
any
them,
of those
most
people.
of them are like CG CEOs and CG like hangaround / former street team.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I haven't done anything to CG, I don't think. So, you
Yeah,
know,
as far as I
yeah.
know.
As far as I know. So yeah, actually that's
Yeah, as far as I know as well too. So yeah, you should be good. At least as of right now, we don't have anybody that would be a conflict there.
Okay. I mean, that'd be interesting if I was a detective or a PI.
Yeah,
You know?
100% would hire you. Like, 100% would hire you just if only because like you understand how the MDW works.
Yeah, right. Yeah, how many of them actually know how the FTW works?
Okay. So last Sunday we held a competition for becoming a detective, to get on our detective list, and the top 5 people had to go find someone that we selected, and we set up some like things for them and whatnot. One of them figured out a lot, but then tried to sabotage everyone even after we told him no sabotage.
Of course.
Well, I was just cleaning up the clues. I'm like, that's literally sabotaging.
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Yeah, idiot. I was like, we'll consider you in the future because you are obviously very smart, but you're not going to win this competition and the money with it because that's shitty. Okay. Then Bobby Belgium / Bonbon the Clown came in came in first. But I'm pretty sure Sooty just did all the work for him. Because according to his cam footage, because we were watching cam footage of everything with GoPros, he had been kidnapped, pummeled in the head in Humane Lab. He was really messed up. Like he was, and then he just showed up at the place where Pigeon was, or where we said Curtis was. Technically, Pigeon was first, but he had already been disqualified from the competition in the first part. So, because he's a big old suck up, he got the position because Mr. K does love him, which I get. Pigeon actually knows what the fuck he's doing. I would hire him too.
Right.
But he was ineligible for the money. And Nunu was the only one to complete it and do it in the right steps, so she won the money.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, that was kind
Nice.
of cool.
Now, when you say find somebody, do you mean like actually like find them physically, or go find their house or whatever? Or
Yeah, it was okay. So the that test was effectively, do you know that the MDW exists and how to use it to find someone? And so step one was go to the MDW and look up the person we told you to go find. If you looked them up, you would see that they own a couple places. You go to those couple places. When you get to the very specific one, we've left mud prints that lead out to the back door where there is a truck with a note on it that says, "Hey Curtis, I need to meet you under the lights. Bring some boots. It's pretty muddy out here." Now, where would you assume that would go?
well, you know, it sounds like that sounds like a fucking trap. Actually, it sounds like an ambush.
Yeah, it does sound like a trap, but it's not. It's part of the competition. So,
Right.
So under the lights, muddy. You know, I know you would have figured it out pretty quickly. It was, you know, the red light track thing, because you know it's lights and, you know,
That's
it's
I actually
muddy.
did very little at the red light track, so I might not have figured that out.
Well, then you might have been fucked.
Yeah.
And then finally, in there was a clue with some beef. There's beef in the car. I think that one was not so obvious.
Wait, you say beef?
Especially if
you say
you-
there was beef in the car?
Yeah, there was beef in the
That's
car.
like
in
the
the
slaughterhouse.
Yes, and that's where that went.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. See, I, as a Corleone's member, would have gone to the dairy farm. Because I
Well, yeah, but
work
I would
at-
imagine it has to be a place that most people would be able to figure out, as opposed to you having intimate knowledge of that. you
Yeah.
know? Probably would. I would imagine very few people would know where that is. The
Yeah.
dairy farm. Wait, he has a dairy farm?
Corleone's steakhouse is allowed to slaughter cows at the dairy farm near the red light track.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, two places that I'm actually quite unfamiliar with.
Wow. Maybe you need to spend more time there instead of your scenic places.
Right, of course. I just love my scenic places. I'm sure that people
You
would never
do.
be able to find my scenic place, though. My actual, my stabby spot for Steven and another person. Was it?
Well, yeah, because you did it randomly. Like you didn't really.
Well, no, actually,
pick,
I knew.
like-
I was aware of that spot though. That was
Oh,
actually
okay.
a spot that I knew about. I think. What the fuck is this kid doing? I'm sorry.
I don't know what the
there's a
fuck is
dude-
that kid doing.
There's a dude, Jay, I call him. He's just kind of mulling about the area. He's just watching me talk to you. He's a kind of a creeper.
Oh, he's probably just lonely.
You look so peaceful when you were sleeping.
Wow.
last
Oh,
night.
Jesus Christ. Really? Oh, Jesus. Yeah. You just told me I looked really peaceful.
make
last
it so
night while I
easy.
was sleeping. So, that was great.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did look peaceful.
I mean, yeah, I was a pretty. Listen, I've been having a lot of good nights sleeps lately. You know,
Good.
it's been great. You know, it's been
Yeah.
great. I'm gonna tell you something. Anyway, what are you? So like that's a thing. So you're gonna like be the new. Well, you're not gonna be the new Thomas. You said you're gonna.
I mean, I'm
You're gonna
listed as
shepherd
head
it? You're going
head
to
head
shepherd it then?
detective. Yeah, I'm shepherding it more. And then kind of setting up like the background like stuff, getting the books printed as needed. Because the idea is that, I mean, let's be honest, our entire idea is to be the MDW plus.
Mm-hmm.
You want an actual information on a client, we can get it for you.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't already have it, so like we're getting information on some clients, just as tests and everything. And then we're going to create a book for them, and I've got a template and everything. I showed Mr. K. He loves. Oh, Ursula, you're really good at making books. Yes, I am really good at making books. I wonder why.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh God. So like you were going to like, this is a thing that's actually happening though, right? Like it's not something that's
Yeah.
just like an idea that it's like, oh, this sounds cool, and then everybody's just
Yeah,
like,
we're already putting it together.
Okay. Well, I hope that you keep it moving as much as possible because I know that there's some people.
Oh, Kay's been spending a lot more time moving it than I am.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
he's really into it. I think he's just bored of crime. After a while, you get really sick of.
Yeah, I can imagine. After a while, when you've been like owning the gambit on crime and murder, you kind of want to take a bit of a break from that.
Yeah, exactly. Are any DOC awake?
No. Like
I'm not even kidding you. I'm severely considering just launching my car into there. But it's a little too far away from tsunami for me to risk that.
Yeah, maybe not. But
That's how I lose conjugal
so
rights.
they went to bed. The last one went to bed like 5 minutes, I think, before I woke up or whatever to get my therapy session. So had to do it right there in the visitation area. So that was cool.
Well, hopefully you were pretty much alone though.
Yeah, I was. The prison is pretty mostly dead. So there was only maybe one or two people that came through being kind of annoying, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It was
That's
it was
good.
interesting actually because it's been a while since I've had a therapy session, so it's like things were just kind of coming out of me,
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, because you're a narcissist who loves to talk about himself, of course.
Okay, well, listen, that might be that might have something to do with that might play a small role. Listen.
It's just a small role.
It's a small role. But I mean, isn't that the point of therapy? As a therapist yourself, isn't that the whole point? You're supposed to talk about yourself?
Yeah. The client should talk about themselves. But I'm just saying you're not exactly a person who's hard pressed to talk about themselves.
Right. Well, I kind of told her, things that, the most intimate details, things that people, typically wouldn't know about me, so that was interesting, I remember the names of my parents now, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are they?
Malcolm and Victoria.
Hey, yeah. Just do it to the, showroom.
Wait, what? Where are you?
I'm at Harmony.
Oh,
I'm
okay. You're getting it fixed.
getting my
okay. I
car
was about to say, you're
fixed,
working for
yeah.
Harmony now?
No, God, no. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy. I got to run Jewel Dragon and VLC sometimes. And, God, I have so many jobs.
Jesus
And
Christ.
Maldine. There's a guy with a pug mask and a helmet in front of me, which is kind of just a weird combo. Hi. And, yeah.
What, is he fixing your car?
Yeah, he's fixing my car.
Aw.
There's a pug fixing my
The
car.
pug fixing your car. That's lovely. I've always wanted a pug to fix my car.
Well,
Actually-
when you get out, you will have a pug fixing your car, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Nice. I mean, yeah, when I eventually get out of here at some point, and if that thing is going on, the agency. If it's possible, I'd like to maybe be involved in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. I mean,
100%.
would
In
that
fact,
be considered a good
I have a
employment
great.
opportunity for like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, is that would the courts actually be like, oh yeah, you know, would that be something to maybe even mention?
Maybe. Okay, so maybe. Okay, the thing is that it's kind of like a weird level. I wouldn't mention it personally. The reason I'm thinking of not mentioning it is because you are a, former serial killer who then is using your skills as a
Most
serial killer.
qualified.
I know you're most qualified, but think of it from a different point of view. You're a former serial killer who is constantly looking people up.
True.
Bingo. Yeah, which
True.
is what they'll go to the worst, not the best.
Of
For
course,
me,
they always go to the
I'd
worst.
look at it. Yeah, instead focus on like other jobs you can get, like Shrugway, things that are like harmless jobs.
Okay. I still don't really know what the fuck's going on with Shrugway right now. I have made some contact with some people.
For instance,
but, like,
Shrugway. Yeah.
But, like, I still don't really know where that lies. I don't know if that's,
I mean, I
like,
could probably hook you up with a job at least several places, like not even places I run, so it actually seems better. Like, I'm sure I could get you a job as a mechanic somewhere, or even maybe working at Roosters or Lucky Plucker, maybe.
I don't know about
Uh,
Roosters, but Lucky Plucker.
Okay. Yeah, it's a new business down on the south side. It's run by GG Group. Gulag Gang.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I probably
They
wouldn't
sell-
be able to get what's it called, Roosters, because I think Patrick works there. So.
Oh yeah, good call. I forgot about Patrick. Yeah, 'cause I was
Lucky
like, I
Plucker,
can-
that's a. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
you could use some fucking chicken.
I mean, you could also go uwu and wear pink. It'll be cute.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that hardcore.
Come on. Don't you want to embrace your inner cat?
Oh, of course, yeah. I want to embrace my inner cat. Ooh woo,
Mm-hmm.
ooh woo. Speaking of ooh woo, interesting.
Oh, what?
What?
Yep. Oh whoa, right. Just somebody talking about oh-woes in front of me. You know.
Oh, that J guy.
Yeah. He's obsessed with that. You know, it's weird. Oh God, he's doing the thing. Ah!
Yeah, it's 7567.
What?
Oh, Jesus Christ, he's doing the thing, Ursula. He's doing the thing.
What thing? There's so many things.
The peepo shy.
Oh.
He's peepo shying me.
Well, apparently you have
Why?
somebody that's just really into you for whatever reason. I don't know.
You know, it's there comes a point, you know, where you're just like, you know, you're just so.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sometimes you just want people to not be so into you, you know. Oh, but you know what? It's fine. You know. I
Yeah, I'll
appreciate
try
the
not to be
fans.
so into you.
Well, you're the exception. You must always be. You can always be into me if you so choose.
Oh, good.
Yes,
I'm out
yes.
of you.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I think there's a race going on.
Oh, still races going on.
Yeah, actually, the racing seems to have picked up a little bit recently. It's, you know how it is. There's lulls, and then it's popular again. Then there's lulls. Right now, it looks like it might have. I've seen a couple races in the past couple days, so I'm thinking it's back to not sucking.
I see. Well,
Yeah,
races.
yeah, but I could probably try to get you in somewhere. Like that's easy enough. They have parole programs for a reason as well. Like,
Okay.
the idea is not just that you go get one, but I think Carter was running a parole program, so maybe you can ask him like what places are doing employment for lifers and whatnot that are coming out.
Okay. Well, Carter.
Yeah, that's Dwayne Carter, trooper, LSPD. I don't know. They had a big rebranding, and I don't know who's on what side.
I see.
I think he's a trooper. He was a trooper beforehand, so I think he might still be, but I don't know. I honestly can't keep track of it. Like, I'm lucky if I know, like, a bunch of different things. Yeah. It's a lot.
I see.
But there's plenty of places you can work and actually do real work at and make money. Obviously, whatever your bank account's at, I'll just I'll just wipe that.
Yeah, that's
so
like
at least you can make fun.
negative 148. That's where it lies.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Shit, I should Venmo you every day. Just just Venmo you the maximum every day. I'd have it done before you get out.
Listen, I only got fucking 200,000. So for that whole thing.
Yeah, I know. Imagine serial killing get 200K.
But yet,
Drug trafficking,
they have,
500K.
Millions for other people. But like, I got. Here's the thing.
Well,
though,
I think
is that
they also
were,
do. I think they do look at what you actually have as a base because, yeah, we'll put you in debt, but we're not going to put you in such crippling debt. Oh wait, Thomas, my bad.
Well, yeah, there's that. That was out of nowhere. That whole thing, but
Yeah.
fucking they were only gonna push. They were pushing for 700K, which wasn't even a million. It wasn't even fucking $1 million.
See, and I would have helped you out with that too, because I've got like 1.8 million right now in my account. Right now.
Of course you do. Of course
Yeah.
you have that much in your account right now.
Well, I don't have a boyfriend to spend money on, so where do you think it's going?
Hey,
You
listen,
know where it's
probably
been
wouldn't
going?
Spend that money on me even if I was out there.
I probably would if you wanted something.
Oh.
Like, this has literally been my thing. I've literally given so many people money. I literally just handed Ratchet $300,000 twice just to see like how he would do with it at the casino.
Jesus
And
Christ.
Yeah, the first one he made the 300K back and then he doubled it. So I said, do whatever you want. And then the second time, and then he lost the whatever was above it. He just gave me back the 300K. And the second time he made, double that. And so we stopped and he got half and I got half. So he made 150K.
Huh.
And I made 150K.
Well then, I guess it works to gamble. I guess.
I mean, yeah,
Honestly,
the way he
if
does
you gave
it.
me that money, I would actually save it, or I would try to save it.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm frugal as fuck.
I know you
I've
are.
always been super frugal. I guess not having money, certainly makes you want to keep it as much as possible.
True that.
Yeah,
True enough.
That, and also I just, I don't like to spend money because it's just like, why? I don't need like a bunch of fancy cars and shit like that, or even a place. Maybe a place. A place would actually be okay. I would be okay with a place, but like, I'm fine with like a cheapo place if that was something that was like.
Yeah.
Like available.
They don't have cheapo places really
that's
so
the
much.
problem. There's no cheapo places.
The best you can do is like do the upgraded apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Like living at like the pillbox apartments, for instance, or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
of course.
that.
I can live here, right? Yeah, this place
Yeah.
this is the cheapest place to live in the city, Bolingbroke Penitentiary.
Well, it is.
It
It
is
is. That is a
technically.
point.
Why am I seeing? I'm seeing lights on the other side of the wall in the prison. Police are here for some reason. There must be a chase going
Ooh.
on. There must be a fucking chase. Yeah, go check it out, Jay. Go check it out. Son of a bitch. This kid's a fucking OWO. He's an OWO killer. Like I think he burned down like not an orphanage. He burned down what is that place called? A place where the elderly stay. Shit.
Oh, old folks home. Nursing home?
Yeah, nursing home or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, so he's a fucking he's actually kind of a son of a bitch, but he's like what the fuck? Do I hear a helicopter? No, I don't. I don't think I hear a helicopter. Never mind. Where was I at? Yeah, he's a son of a bitch,
Yeah, it seems like.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
He's obsessed with me.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't be?
Oh.
I mean, there's a ton of people who are still obsessed with you, and you've been in prison for like
I tend to have that effect.
365
I
years.
certainly have that effect on people.
Yeah.
The things that I did were kind of long lasting.
No, really?
I kind of.
Yeah. Kind of created a lot of trauma in some
Yeah, I
people.
did, didn't I? Yeah. I kinda did.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure if I'm gonna actually have the thing posted on the day that was originally discussed or not. We'll see. But now that
Yeah.
I have my therapy sessions actually maybe scheduled and maybe in a form of regularity, it'll probably happen
Yeah.
soon, TM. Soon, TM. I haven't exactly been rushing it, and I've also just been, enjoying my beauty rest. So,
Yeah.
it's been, a slow process for damn
Mm-hmm.
sure, but, it's gonna happen. Yay. Yay.
Yay, indeed.
I'm so looking forward to that. I'm so looking forward to that.
There are a bunch of people who ran in grittying. They're just grittying all over the place.
Wait, where are you at?
The casino.
Is it like gritty theme? Is it a theme night at the
No,
casino?
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like it's nerd outing
Oh.
101. I don't know.
What are you about to?
Alright.
Are you about to fucking gamble?
A little bit. I got
Oh,
250 in my account.
Shit. Oh shit. Okay, well I'll let you gamble. If that's what.
I'm good.
You,
I'm just doing my usual, tossing down 20K, seeing what I get back.
Mm.
And then I'm going to toss that into the account. All right, so I got 20K back. All right, got it. So I just broke even. All right.
It's like a penny to you.
No, it's not by any means. Like, the thing is that out here, it's a lot more expensive than it used to be.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, especially if you own anything. But yeah, I mean, I just save up a lot. Unlike everyone else, I basically spend my money on bits and people. So
Hmm. Well, you know. Maybe. Wait. You already own a lot of cars too. So I mean, it's. I was say maybe you should go buy some cars or buy something that'll make you, make you happy or something. But then
Yeah,
you've
maybe.
Already, I mean, I don't know. Are there any big cars or whatever available right now? Like any like.
yeah, I mean, there's a few, but I don't really care about cars. You know that.
Right. Well, I don't know. You never know.
Are there no
You-
roulette people?
Wait, roulette? What the fuck? You
None
playing
of the
Russian
roulette. I wanted to no roulette, just like
Oh,
the game roulette.
Right, of course.
There's no roulette dealers in here.
Oh shit. Maybe they went home for the evening. They finally decided that they were done with this shit.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. That's confusing. I'm gonna blame Ratchet on that one. Ooh, I got a
Oh,
text.
shit.
Hold on. Let's see, who is it from? Mr. Ratchet, how are you still on the phone?
Wait, who is Mr. Ratchet?
Crack addict, part of the clowns.
Well, needed up.
As I just wrote, I am talking with my boyfriend.
Wait, who's in visitation?
No.
A
What?
weird guy who's doing a scavenger hunt.
Oh, apparently
He
there's a
needs
guy in
pictures with us.
visitation doing a scavenger hunt. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh. Mr. Ratchet would like to know if you're hot.
Wait, what? Me?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, I have massive scar tissue damage.
Yeah,
on
but
my
I'm
face,
writing.
so-
Yes, he is very hot.
Okay, I guess I am. Yes, I'm very.
To me, you are. It doesn't matter what other people think.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get past the, it's hard to get past that part,
Ratchet wants to have girl time.
Girl time.
Yeah, that means he wants to gamba. He wants to say. He wants me to stake him $300,000 and see what he does with
Jesus
it. I'm
Christ.
gonna be like, the roulette dealers aren't working today. Yeah. Actually, I should write. I think the roulette dealers are on strike. I just checked. None of them are awake.
Oh damn, strike season. That's what that is. Strike season. They give us a lot of time, in the computer lab sometimes. And I've been experimenting with this device, this new device known as ChatGPT. It's something
God.
crazy, It's amazing.
Surprised they didn't restrict that.
Hey, listen, this is
We're
new,
needed for the scavenger hunt.
newfangled tech. Wait, I'm needed for the scavenger hunt? What?
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
who is this?
I don't know, but it's the under department.
Wait, who's the person who's actually there? Do you know their name?
Nope.
Oh, now I'm heading up to the prison
You
because
should
I'm
probably head up to
curious.
the prison, because there's apparently somebody who wants me to help them with their scavenger hunt.
Holy shit!
What?
Not you specifically, just
There's
prisoners.
people grittying in the middle of the street.
Okay, so what is it? Is it like a virus, a gritty virus going around?
I don't know, but they're grittying their way up the fucking highway. I was like, I almost ran them over.
Sounds like a fucking epidemic or something. Sounds like a virus, like a fucking. Oh God! Now this guy's.
Oh
doing
yeah, there's a
gritty.
bunch of police officers
Better get
here.
a plant.
Yeah, there's a bunch of police officers here. I don't know how there could possibly be a
What
scavenger
is
hunt
going on?
when there's police officers about. All right, if you're here, I'm gonna head out that way.
Yeah, I'll see you at visitation.
All right.
Just witty on up to the front.
Is there actually a person out there, or are you like?
There was. They should still be though.
Why do they? Wait, what are they looking for?
They need to get pictures with prisoners.
I'm the only we're like the only 2 prisoners I think around.
That's my friends. That's the rest of my group.
Okay, I guess they didn't want to stick around to ask us questions then.
No, I still heal him.
There's some guy grittying out there, so.
I should tell him I got another one so we can take pictures.
Look at that. Because of the whole gritting thing, now this guy's gritting. Gritting.
Hey.
Where's everybody?
Missing
Where is it
Malachi
to?
and Faye.
Hey, how you doing?
Let's go in.
What the fuck?
Hi, I'm Jimmy. Nice to meet you. Thank you
Hello.
for doing this.
Who? What?
Hi.
What is happening here?
I have no
Scavenger
idea.
hunt.
It's a scavenger hunt.
Scavenger
You're
hunt.
part of it.
It feels like I'm high, but I'm not.
Wait, what are you looking for?
We gotta take a photo.
Some amazing
in Bolingbroke
people.
With a prisoner.
Like
Oh,
you.
wait,
You're right.
wait, before you take it. Wait.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
Do anything to get
Thank
closer?
you.
He said
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Peace.
Do I get
Somebody wanna
closer?
join
Give
us?
peace a chance.
Closer.
Join in the picture.
Yeah, you're out of frame.
Wait, me? Am I out of frame?
Squeeze
There
you
we
a
go.
little.
Okay,
No,
there we
no.
go. That's
As long as I
everybody.
can
Hold on,
see
let
it.
me just.
I like those boots.
All right, I got it.
Alright, where are we going now?
Thank you so much, fellas. I hope you
starving.
guys have an amazing day.
Thank
Pleasure to
you.
be of service.
My
Bye.
name's Jimmy. Nice to meet you. If you ever need anything from EMS when you're out of prison, let us know.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know.
Oh, you can
Thank
eat
you,
him.
Emma.
Hey, bye. Bye, Ursula. Hope you have an amazing day.
Take care.
I have an EMS connect from someone who doesn't hate me from EMS. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I guarantee you, if he knew who you were, he'd hate you.
Oh really? Oh fuck. Okay.
Probably.
Well,
He probably just has no idea.
probably. That's the
I
second
got
time
lucky.
I've
There's
gotten-
prisoners actually fucking awake right now.
We're like the only 2, I think.
Yeah, according to the list.
Yeah, like there was what's her name was awake earlier. I feel so bad. I always forget her name. She's the Russian.
Lisa?
No, not Lisa. Shit, with an E. Emerald. Yes, Emerald.
Oh, okay. I think I've only met her like once.
Yeah, she's nice, you know. By the way, have you met Jay? I don't know if you've met Jay or not.
Hi.
You may have met
Hi, Jay.
It's actually Jess, but whatever.
Yeah, that.
Jess? Okay.
Yeah, Jess. Yeah, Jess.
Do you know his name, Ken?
Yes, I know his name. But out of respect, I am not going to speak it.
Okay.
Yes.
Finally.
Ugh, damn. Okay. You know what those cops were doing out there?
They seem to be arresting someone. So,
Oh.
I think maybe somebody like stopped their giant chase here.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I don't know. Han Velsing was outside. I was talking to him a little bit.
Oh, right, Han. Yes. Every time that name comes up, I'm always just thinking of, immediately thinking of Dracula. You know, he's gonna be
Yeah, I wonder
slaying
why.
Dracula. You know, I wonder. Yeah, I do wonder why. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I should do when I get out of here. I should slay Dracula. You think that would put me back in good favor if I slay Dracula?
100%.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. You know, I can be detective.
Yeah, but the problem is I know who the Dracula of this city is, and I'd be really upset if they died.
Oh, there's a Dracula in this city?
I mean, why not? Remember the whole vampire arc thing that happens every October?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, a couple of people are still around from that, so
I see,
we just only acknowledge it in October.
I see. Well, then what? You have a Dracula then? Who's like... What, is he like is he pull the strings of the whole thing?
Yeah, in a way.
Interesting. Does he have like his love, Mina, you know? Who he lost and who he's trying to regain?
No. The best we get is me hanging out with him sometimes.
Oh, wait, are you his Mina?
No, I just hang out with him sometimes.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
I don't think he's in love with me. That would be weird.
Oh, okay. Well, hey. Hey, what do you mean? That's not weird, you know? There's a lot of people, I think, who are in love with you.
Yeah, I know, but like this person, I'd be really surprised.
I see. I mean, you never know, I guess. Not that I'm, trying to push other people to be in love with you, but, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. Like right now, I'm actually very content with the basically lack of anyone except for you and occasionally Fauna. Like I never see Faye anymore, and Sidwig ghosted me, and I'm okay with this. You know, getting back to my roots. It's kind of nice to be basically single.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
if
someone
I do...
ghosted you, then fuck them.
Wait, what?
Except not.
Did you say you're gonna fuck someone? What?
No, I said if someone ghosts you, then you should just be glad that they're out of your life because they're not worth it.
I kind of have an excuse, being here. But,
I wasn't talking about you, but
I know, I'm
if
just
you
saying.
think the shoe fits, then sure.
Wow, did you ghost me, Ken?
No,
Wow.
no, I didn't.
Wow.
I literally texted you, like, the other day.
Yeah, I know. I saw your text.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, speaking of that text, that was, I don't know if I was just seeing things. I may have just been seeing things, but it kind of looked like him.
I see things all the time.
I mean, he was probably just visiting or getting a tour or something. Who knows?
Yeah, he might have been. I mean, we got a tour here once, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was back when you were, like, you were basically, like, the mayor of the city at the time, so,
Yeah, back when I was deputy mayor, yeah.
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 I don't know why he would ever want to come here for a tour, though.
Ooh.
I mean, sometimes people are curious, like the other side of life, you know?
I mean, I suppose. Stephen Hayes. He's
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, he's a dude. He's a guy who's, a guy. He's a guy.
If he's a guy, then yeah, it makes sense that he would be a guy.
Yeah, he's a guy.
Wow.
With
You
glasses.
you really like the tautology today, don't you?
Yeah. He wears glasses, and he has blonde hair. And he has a very radio-esque voice,
Yeah.
He's got a voice he's got the voice of the angels, I guess. A lot of I'm gonna stop talking about this now, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah.
He does have a nice voice, though.
I mean, yeah, that goes without saying, Voice for radio, and shit. And, he doesn't,
Yeah, and a face for radio as well.
Yeah. Kinda does.
He performed at the NoPixel Music Awards.
He did what with that?
He performed.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah, he was brought in as, like, the starting host, and then he basically went off on a weird shtick, and then was like, you know what, it's the NoPixel Music Awards, I guess I'm just gonna perform.
I
So he
mean,
did.
you might as well, you might as well perform, because, like, if you're gonna be doing something with music, then you should probably do music.
Yeah, he's got a song called Tickety Boo.
I wish I could do a cover of something. I really do.
Yeah.
I wish I could do a cover song of something. I mean,
So
it's
if
not a
he
very
sounds
known
like a
song.
radio, does that mean he's
Sounds like this.
What the fuck? The
What?
fuck
What?
do you... What kind of witchcraft are you using here?
what?
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Of
boss.
I mean, I can do that, but that's only because I've got the, the vocal thing from the
Right.
UX.
Yeah.
back when I got stabbed by Delman.
Wait, what?
That doesn't sound like a nice person.
I got a letter from him that basically, in so many words, confessed that he was the one who did it.
Really? Interesting.
Hello?
Right on cue, the phone call happens, you know?
Good. How are you?
Wait, are you tied up?
No, I'm just standing with my hands behind my back.
Yeah, in a little bit. I'm up
okay.
in prison visiting my boyfriend, so it might be a little bit before I'm back in the city. So. Okay, will do. Bye.
Somebody wanting you to do your job?
Yeah, God forbid. So basically the note, as I remember, basically said that that he moved out of town, and he moved out of town. He went back home, which was France, and that he opened up a perfume shop, but that he's running out of certain materials for something, and that he's looking to. It was the My Violent Heart perfume, and that he needed to get more. He's probably running out of like the special ingredient that makes it special, and then started asking about the scar on my neck.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, and basically said that like, if I asked if I had a bottle of it still, and like, saying a piece of me's in it, which like,
That's creepy.
yeah.
I mean, serial killer types, they tend to be kind of creepy, It's I guess it's a description of the job.
Yeah, so apparently I have perfume. I wasn't aware that that was my perfume. That
You're
would
not
explain why
creepy,
he
you're
gave
just
me a bottle
annoying.
for free.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's brilliant,
Yeah.
knowing that you have a perfume of, like, yourself out there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's two ways you can look at it. You can look at it as like, oh my god, that's kind of freaky. Or you can be like, oh, that's lovely. People, they get to wear my scent every day. They have a piece of me as part of them.
Creepy.
I mean, yeah. Creepy, but, maybe beautiful in another way. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. And having known his story, I'm not even angry about it. It was just more like a, I should have known.
Well.
He couldn't resist. The allure of my scent.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, it's a very good scent. It is a very good scent.
I don't smell anything.
Well, it's because you're way over here, You're trying to...
Also, don't smell me. That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Don't
I wasn't
smell
smelling
her.
you. I
Don't
kept
smell
smell
my
through glass.
girlfriend. Trying to smell... I think he's trying to smell me, honestly.
Wouldn't surprise.
Well, the good news is you don't stink
Oh, well, nice. Good.
today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, is what it is.
Well... That's, I guess, interesting, and, maybe France is a good place for him. I don't know. Whatever.
You know what? If he's not here trying to murder me, I'm okay with that. But it
Yeah.
sounds like he's running short on his ingredient and might come after me again.
Jesus
So-
Christ.
We'll see.
Probably shouldn't have moved someplace where he would have to import that ingredient.
Well, wait. France, though, is like... It should
I
be...
think he said he went back home.
Oh.
And if I recall correctly, I think it was France, but I forgot.
Okay, well...
Like, honestly, like, I could probably go through my old recordings with him to find out, but I don't feel like doing that.
I see. Okay, well... Hopefully that doesn't happen, Hopefully, doesn't need to do more of that. Because, you've already got, the little... The don't need any more scars.
Yeah, I know.
No more scars. Unless you want them.
Oh my god. Fucking ratchet. Okay.
So wait, what is he? What he wants to like? He wants to gamble with you, or does he want to like fuck you?
He's addicted to gambling.
Oh, okay.
He wants to get. Okay, so he's a crack addict who can't get crack right now.
Oh damn.
So he's turning to gambling to satiate that need.
Mm. I mean, I guess that's one way to do it. You know, if you can't lose all your money getting crack, then I guess you might as well lose all your money trying to make money.
True that.
And perhaps failing miserably at it.
Yeah.
You think a negative one? What if I were to put negative 148 down? You know, you think I would? What would I get back?
If you won, you'd be even more in debt.
Would I? Wait, what? How would I? Wait. I would be more in debt if I won? What?
Well, whatever you put down, you get twice that back. And if you multiply a negative number by 2, it becomes an even bigger negative number.
Well, isn't it the opposite? Wouldn't it? But every you multiply a number by 0, it's 0, isn't it? I don't do math.
No, negative times a positive is always a negative. Negative times a negative is always a positive. Positive times a positive is always a positive.
The fuck?
Negative divided by a negative is an imaginary number.
I didn't know you were like a mathematician.
You don't know a lot of things about me.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about you. You know, I know, you know, why you're here, but you know, I didn't know that you like knew things. You know.
I know plenty about you, Kenneth.
Okay, that was not creepy.
Yeah, I probably just read your book.
I mean,
You have a book?
yeah, I have a book.
That's nice.
Yeah, I have a book. You know, it's a book. That's quite. Honestly, it's kind of out of date.
Kind of
at this-
egotistical, but you know, that's fine.
It's not out of date that much, because it's your story before.
Right. But you know, there's obviously some details. I think that if we were ever to go back and do another one or whatever, there's a lot more details that have come up since. I think, you know, there's certainly been some details that have come up since.
In your past.
Well, yeah, not just my past, but you know, everything else too. But you know, the past for sure.
So I talked to Betty a couple days ago.
Really, Betty?
He called
As in
me out
Betty?
of the blue. Yeah, he called me out of the blue.
Oh.
And that he was asking me about Pigeon,
Oh, okay.
who's a member of Chang Gang. And I was like, oh yeah, Pigeon, you know, he's one of the biggest arms dealers in all of Los Santos. Yeah, what about him? Well, would it be a problem if I killed him? And I'm like, oh Jesus, okay.
Oh, dear.
It's not a problem for me, but probably for other people.
Hmm.
And honestly, probably for you, but that's up to you.
Well, like,
Also, aren't you still on parole?
I mean, it's been like what, like, however X
been a
amount of
while.
years. I'd imagine you're
Yeah.
not on parole anymore.
Yeah, well. That's kind of like, that's gonna, you know, do what you gotta, man. I don't care. Nah, I got no dog in this race.
You should stay away
Is he
for a
still?
bit so I can go bowling with my cousin.
You want to? Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! Do you Does he still work at Shrugway?
I don't know. He woke up and called me, and it sounded like it was just a woke up and did a couple things and then called me. But I have no idea if he still has a job. I haven't seen him in like months.
Well, I'm imagining that you know, if he had a question about that particular individual, then I assume. Oh.
Sorry, I was just checking to make sure he's gone.
Oh.
What the fuck is with that guy?
It's just Jay or Jess, you know. It's just Jay, Jesper, Jess. You know, he's just Jess. You know, that's what he is. He's just Jess. It's just what he is. He's just what he does. You know, it's best to ignore him. You know, just best to ignore him. You know. He's like.
Noted.
Yeah. He's the fly, you know, fly in your midst, and you just, but for some reason you don't want to swat at him. You just kind of accept him, you know, as one of your own, and you just kind of sit there and yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
think
I'm
he's
probably
gone
not gonna stay
now.
awake. Yeah, I know. Probably gonna stay awake only so long, and then I'm going back to bed.
Okay.
This is typically starting to become my day out of the city,
Okay.
but I'm willing to wake up for you at any point.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You're gonna.
Yeah, I saw my text messages go off, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to wake up."
Are you going to? Are you gonna? When this dumb fucking hearing happens, are you gonna be there?
No, I'm not going to be there for
No?
the man I love.
Oh,
Fuck
okay.
him. I hope he
Okay.
goes back to prison. I mean,
Oh,
what? That's a
Okay.
stupid question.
Well, okay. Well, there, there you go. I was just, I don't want to assume that, people are just gonna be there. I'm just, I wanna,
You can always assume I will always be there for you,
Okay.
Ken. Unless,
Okay.
for some reason, you either stab me or I break up with you because of other stuff. Then I
Right.
might not be there for you. But,
Right.
I don't really see that happening. So,
Okay. Well. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen this time. I don't know if it's gonna be just the same shit or if it's gonna continue the trend that's been going on, which is people been getting out. So I don't know. I mean,
you've served multiple life sentences
I
at
have.
this point.
By that time, I will have served over 365 years. So
Yep, exactly.
how long was Jimmy Limbs in here?
200 something. Let me look. November 13th, 2021. So spending a total of 456 days, according to this
That's like
petition.
that's a year and well, no, that's a lot of years. That's like 100
Yeah.
years more than me.
Yeah, 100%.
Huh. Interesting.
And he 100% played a character at the court, and then as soon as he got out, was like, "Yes, I would like a job everywhere." Hey, I'm just James. I swear to God. The fact that people are buying that he has dissociative identity disorder is just so sad.
Oh dear.
They're lucky they didn't call me to the defense. Do you think he's got DID? No. Why? Because he literally admitted to me that he doesn't.
Wow.
But I wouldn't obviously say anything because I wouldn't want him to come stab me if he got out.
Yeah. It's looking to get stabbed with that one.
Yeah. As much as I would love to do that just to fuck him over because I hate when people pretend to have mental health conditions they don't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, all I'm saying, I'm not looking forward to this hearing in any capacity when it actually does happen. I'll just say that much. I'm not looking forward to it. If I can manage to get out the other side, then I'll be like, okay, so yeah, let's go forward, But in terms of like actually going to the hearing and having to hear from everybody, it's not, it's not my favorite thing in this world. I'll tell you that much. But
yeah.
I guess I'll do what I have to do to not be in this place anymore, and maybe be out there in that place, because that place is pretty nice. I'd like to touch grass. Is that what the kids say these days?
Yeah, a little bit, kind of. I mean, not as much as they used to.
Oh, what? That's
More
already
like
out
a
of
last
style.
year.
That's
Yeah, I mean, it was more. Well, touch grass became a thing with COVID. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it until fucking after that whole mess was over.
That's because you're old.
Oh, Jesus. I'm super old.
You
Kids
are.
in their lingo, their
Well, on the plus
music.
side, another serial killer might join you in there by the name of the Hangman.
The Hangman?
Yeah, Hank the Hangman Man.
Hank the Hangman Man. Okay. That's a name.
Yeah, up for serial assaults and killings, along with Declan Hanatorius and Bob Collins.
Okay, so the first two names are very interesting, but then the third name, Bob Collins. Oh yeah, also Bob.
Yeah, and Bob.
And Bob.
They would
Okay.
kidnap their victims and take them to secluded locations and torture them via an adapted hangman game. The game resulted in individuals then ripping off parts of their body and then attempting to murder them after this torture.
Oh, okay.
That's fucked up.
Well, hey, that's certainly a thing.
These individuals are a danger to society and have admitted to wanting to continue these attacks and have identified their next targets by sniffing them to remember their scents, which I think I'm on the list.
Of course.
Okay, dude, I was at one of the most weirdest, scariest moments I've ever had in this city. I was at Pawn Hub, which is this little pawn store, and DJ Cooper was helping me out, and we started walking. I was telling him about this guy who kept calling me and talking to me, which was the hangman, and we walked to the door, and I fucking shit you not, like, there was nothing there, and then suddenly Hangman was standing there holding an axe. And we both screamed because it was just like, it was so bad.
You love to
What?
see it.
Hello. I'm not angry. I'm just talking to my boyfriend still.
Impatience, I see.
Well, if you want to come by the prison, you can. I mean, we're just Kenneth Jesperson, the serial killer, Mr. Smiley. What? You got a problem with who I'm dating?
Oh, really? Come on now.
You want to meet my crackhead? This is my crackhead, yes.
I'm your crackhead? Okay.
Oh, you want Eris to come out.
Hey, what the fuck is he doing?
Because Eris, like, died last year, basically. I mean, she's apparently crawled out a couple times for seconds at a time, but she's gone. Street team killed her. Yeah. Oh, please do not shove crack up my nose. Okay, I'll see you later.
What the fuck?
Bye.
That's a tiger, alright. Oh, is that who I think it is?
Yeah, Kieran magically showed up.
Oh, really? Interesting.
This is so convenient.
Yeah.
You being awake.
I know, right?
The
It is-
exact moment you come to show up.
Yeah, that jacket. Oh, wait, yeah, I have seen you in that jacket before.
Yeah, he's a neon tiger now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll let you girls talk. I'll come see you at Tsunami.
Okay, well, good to see you, and,
Yeah.
maybe I'll be seeing you more soon.
Yeah.
I'm doing the hand thing. Yeah, I'm doing the hand thing.
I did it quickly.
You did do
I
it
thought we
very
agreed
quickly.
this was cringe and we weren't
It
gonna
is
do
cringe. It's very cringe, but sometimes its cringiness is worth the money that it is printed. You know what? Yeah, you go gamble. You go gamble.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently I'm gonna do that and maybe work the Jill Dragon because people keep asking about Jill Dragon shit.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You have a good one. All right.
Yeah, I love you.
Love you.
I need to ask you something.
And what's that?
So when Balto was in here, do you remember anyone being very interested
Very interested.
like suspiciously so, asking questions about him, talking to him?
I mean, he seemed to talk to a lot of people. He was not one for being unsociable. I mean, there's quite a lot of lifers that he would speak to, for sure. But as for anybody asking any specific questions, not to my knowledge. I mean, I think I saw him hanging out with Dez quite a bit, maybe. But I mean, in terms of like, I feel like if somebody's gonna be asking those types of questions, they're probably not a lifer then. So
Yeah, it wouldn't be a lifer. It's fine. I knew it would be a long shot.
Well,
Is he in trouble?
He was attacked. We don't have any fucking leads right now. Except apparently they talked to him while he was in the prison.
interesting. I suppose the question is whether you need to find out whether I'm gonna, like I said, I don't think that a lifer would do something like that.
Lifer wouldn't be capable of doing something
Well,
like
they
that.
could if they get somebody to do it for them. Okay, well, like I said, he was a very sociable person, so his movement it could be a lot of people, but I suppose the only answers you're gonna get is probably gonna be from him, if you can.
He doesn't. If he knew, then I'm sure he would tell us by now. He seems just as lost as the rest of us.
I see.
And you're not going to tell anyone about this conversation.
Of course not.
Good.
How you been?
I have a house now.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
How much was that?
Paid just under $1 million.
Just under $1 million?
Yep.
She wasn't kidding when she said that shit was, there's no cheap
Inflation
houses in
hit
this
hard.
fucking city. Wait, what was that?
Inflation hit hard.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much.
Got a text from Betty the other day.
Apparently he's been making the rounds.
What does it mean when he says he might come out of retirement?
It means that somebody pissed him off, and they pissed him off enough to where he would want to do that. I don't know the context, I just know that apparently somebody... It sounds like somebody upset him. Based on what I've gathered thus far, which is... knowing him, he gets upset when people do things that
Would he have a
piss
reason
him
to go
off,
after Balto?
But, I've also known him long enough to where he's smart enough to know to keep himself, in check, too.
Would he have a reason to go after Balto?
No.
I didn't think so.
I don't even think that they even... I don't know if they've ever even met. I know they were both
I
out
think
of
in
here when
passing.
Balto was in here, so...
He used to work as a DOC, remember?
That's true.
don't like the timing of this.
I mean, do you think it was him? What were his
I'm
injuries?
trying to rule everything out. Apparently he was drugged and shot in the abdomen.
Shot in the where?
Abdomen.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound like him. Like,
Does it sound like anyone you know?
it doesn't really sound like anybody specific, but I mean, the drugging though is interesting. I mean, it sounds to me like it was more of like not really it was more of a hit than a serial killing type thing. Maybe.
It was probably. There's more to it, but I'm not going to go into detail.
That's fine. You don't need to.
Just keep an ear out.
Will do. A good one.
How was that dramatic exit?
Wait, what?
How was that for a dramatic exit?
Yeah, that was a great. It was 10 out of 10. Would recommend again. Yeah, do it. 10 out of 10 from Yelp. You know, it's yeah. You know, you did a good job. Did a good job. I approve. I mean, the whole coming back thing and asking me how good you did kind of ruined it a little bit, but you know, hey, you know, that's fine.
I didn't want to be too rude.
Right. Well, that's the whole point. You're supposed to be rude. You have to be rude.
Yeah, well, I also don't really want to go back into the city and deal with everything.
Well, hey. I guess you could always get thrown in prison.
I feel like you need a break from people.
Right, of course. I
Seems
need a
like
break
you
from
would have
people.
been tormented.
Yeah, I've got so many tormentors in here, you know. By the way, actually, I saw Serotonin earlier. She's quite
Finally
good.
getting therapy, huh?
I am. She's actually quite good.
Yeah.
She's probably better than any therapist I've spoken to in this city, if I'm being honest. Like, she actually knows what she's talking about. Which is hard to come by, I think.
If I get the opportunity, I'm gonna use everything you taught me with these people.
That depends on what you would use that I taught you.
Everything you did to me.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you no, but that is certainly one. You wanna know what they call that, Kieran? They call that projection. Which is essentially the root cause of where I got all of that from. It's like, it started with me, and then I put it onto other people, and it's
Also sounded dead inside today.
In the eternal words of Toby Argent, you do you, boo-boo. But just know that if you do it once, there's no going back. But hopefully it won't come to that.
For their sake, I hope Hayes finds them first. I'll see you later.
See you later. That's like the second dramatic exit that he made today. Kieran is so cool. All right. Yeah. Learning to be dramatic like his dad, you know? Yeah, taught him well. Oh, I could actually run the lap. Alright, well, I feel good that we actually were able to do the session. So we actually have, some therapy going on. Shit. So, progress has been made.
Hey man, looking What's good. Up? Yo, bitch. Hey, bro.
Maze around.
What's up? How you doing?
Alright. I think that I've done my my RP for the for the week. So, yeah. We'll see if there's anything to come around for in the coming days. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what shit. Oh, I saw that drink. Might as well drink this drink so it doesn't go bad. Like, the hearing is meant to be posted on the 17th, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, even when it is posted, you know, it doesn't mean that I just would almost feel comfortable having at least 2 sessions done before the hearing's posted, but I don't know. We'll I should honestly probably talk to the lawyer, but I don't know. I don't really feel like doing that right now. Had plenty of conversations, so I'll speak to her when I can. Other than that, though, I think I'm good. Let's see. Oh, it's Senior Nerdy. I'll probably send it to Senior Nerdy. I'm gonna send it to Senior Nerdy, who plays Jeremy, but he's also literally played Ed Hyde, who was part of Carcer World, part of the Armada. So I'm gonna send it over to what the fuck? They've changed the way this looks. I'm gonna send it over to him if I can figure out how this. Okay. If I can figure out how things work. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for all those people, Lord of the Hold, and other people who've been hanging out from Sarah's neck of the woods, from Shan's neck of the woods. So, you know, appreciate it. And we'll be back for more. I hope you all have a good time. Alright. Peace out. Maybe 1 second before I can actually do this raid. Okay. Bye.